Welcome. We're continuing with math computation for the TS Tab course. This problem has to do with percentages. Now, we've talked about the fact that any problem that has a percentage or you're trying to solve for a percentage will boil down to this formula. Part is equal to percent times whole. You're given usually 2 out of these 3 pieces and you have to figure out what the third piece is. So the problem at hand is up here. 20% of what number is 75? We're obviously given the percentage. Of what? Remember, of is the key word for whole. Of what means we don't know what the whole is, so 75 must be the part. So we're going to take the 2 out of 3 pieces of information, plug them in. 75, which is the part, is equal to 0.2 times W, representing a variable for the whole. Remember, we have to take that percentage, 20%, convert it to a decimal by moving that decimal over 2 to the left. Alright, now in algebra, when you're solving for a variable, you have to get the variable by itself. You're going to do the inverse or opposite operation. Right now, 0.2 is multiplied by W, so the inverse or opposite would be dividing by 0.2. So divide both sides by 0.2. These will cancel. You'll get W is equal to 75 divided by 0.2. Now that's not one of the answers. This is a different form of one of the answers, but we have to do this division to figure out which of these numbers represents 75 divided by 0.2. So to do that, we're going to do some long division. 2 goes into 70, 0.2 goes into 75. Because it's 0.2, we have to move that decimal over 1 to the right, and we'll move the decimal over 1 to the right here. So basically we're doing what is, how many times does 2 go into 750? Now, some of you good at mental math will be able to cut 750 in half in your head and realize that's 375. You'd be through with the problem. Okay? The rest of us, we're going to have to do long division. We're going to say how many times does 2 go into 7? Well, that's 3 times. 2 times 3 is 6. We're going to subtract and get a 1. We're going to bring down the next number, which is 5. How many times does 2 go into 15, which is 7? 2 times 7 happens to be 14. Subtract to get a 1. Bring down the next number, 0. How many times does 2 go into 10, which is 5, which gives us our answer, 375, which turns out in this problem to be answer C. Another mental math way to think about this is, what if this was 10%? 10% of what number is 75? Some of you can figure out that 10% of 750 is 75. But because you want the percentage is twice as large, that number here would end up being half as small. So instead of 750, half of 750 is 375. Again, that's for you folks that are very good at mental math. The rest of us, we need to plug it into our formula and solve for W. I hope this helps. Thank you.